This is one of our basic functions, right? The reciprocal function. You have the graph, okay? X values, -2, -1, -1/2, 0, 1/2, 1, 2. The problem on your worksheet gives you those numbers, okay? We're going to evaluate this at every number that we can do, as long as 1 over x is defined, okay? And as long as we can get an exact value and write it down either as a fraction or as a decimal. An exact value, okay? And write out the whole decimal, no repeating, okay? So, well, 1 over x, what's 1 over -2? Well, clearly that's -1/2, right?
Yeah.
1 over -1 is -1. 1 divided by -1/2 is -2. And of course you need to know the rules of arithmetic, right?
Yeah.
And how to do fractions. 1 divided by 1/2 is 1 times 2 over 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I assume you know those. This is undefined because division by 0 is undefined, right?
Yep.
And then we get 2, 1, 1/2. And then we can easily sketch a graph of this function. Here's -2, -1, 1, 2, and right there's negative and positive 1/2. So we can easily put the 2 here, the 1 here, the 1/2 here, and down here, of course, we get a -2. That's too far down. We can't draw that one. But we get a graph that looks like this, and it's just like the graph you see on your worksheet. Okay? Got that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, one more. Okay? 2 to the x. What's 2 to the -2?
That would be one
1/4. Okay? So 2 to the -2 is 1 over 2 squared, which is 1/4. -1, well, that would be 1 over 2, right?
Yeah.
-1/2. What's 2 to the -1/2?
That would be
You can't express it as a fraction. You can't express it as a decimal. It's a square root.
yeah, the square root of.
Okay? It's a reciprocal square root of 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, these things need to be done without a calculator. And I want you to come in Monday be able to do these without a calculator. You can't even approximate that without a calculator. Okay? I mean, you can. It's like 0.707 something. That's an approximation. It's not exact. 2 to the 0 is, of course, 1. This is something you can't express exactly. This is 2 and this is 4. You can get the graph. You get 1/4, 1/2, 1, 2, 4. There's another one of the graphs that you see in your paper. And you should be able to draw those as quickly as I do. Maybe not Monday,
Yeah.
but it wouldn't hurt to practice and do it for all the basic functions, which is what you're asked to do in one problem, okay? Make sure you know which values you can use, which values you can't, and how to get them.